This pandemic has changed the world. Margaret W. Wong, an associate with over 40 years experience in U.S. immigration law, keeps working for you in the midst of adversity. Offices are in Cleveland, New York, Memphis, Atlanta, Columbus, Raleigh, North Carolina, Nashville, Chicago, and Minneapolis. Look after your loved ones and we'll take care of your immigration needs. Please call us at 216-279-3984. That's 216-279-3984.
Hello, everybody. My name is Juan Carlos Brando. I'm transmitting from the city of Atlanta, Georgia, and we are joining Ms. Wong today just to answer your question, your immigration needs, anything you need right now. Ms. Wong is going to answer each one of your questions. So please feel free to ask your immigration questions, and she will be answering for the next 30 minutes. Ms. Wong, good morning. It's a pleasure to have you today. How are you feeling in this?
I am very good. Thank you. The weather here in Cleveland is beautiful today.
Oh, that's perfect. And that's why, I love Cleveland. Here in Atlanta, it's good, but it's a lot of pollen. So we have a lot of allergies in our eyes, in our nose, in our throat. And some people get confused about the COVID-19. But hopefully we'll be good. And actually, the vaccination here is going really well. Have you heard anything about the vaccination in Cleveland?
Yes, we are doing very, very well. I already have both of my shots. All my sisters and brothers, yes, we already have both. In fact, Leo, a lot of our staff already also had both because they have older parents.
Okay. Did you feel anything weird, or did you feel well right away?
The second shot was a problem. So I've never not gone to work because I was tired. But after the second shot, I was tired. So.
Wow. Well, but you are back. You are in shape. You are right there and ready to answer all of the questions that people may have today in the immigration field. So, Ms. Wong, I would like to start by asking what is going on right now in the southern border. Mr. President Biden just revoked a rule that used to do the expedited removal, or what is this good or is this bad for people?
So right now, the issue is we have such a high surge of people coming in. I don't necessarily think it's a lot from Mexico because the economy there is really not as bad during the pandemic and after the pandemic as the Central America, which is El Salvador, Guatemala, and the third one, Honduras. So on the other hand, though, my advice to everybody listening to this show and further, it's really, if you really need to come, join the CAMP program. Biden started again after Obama. Of course, Trump took it away. Obama started, but not too successful, and Trump took it away. So let's give Biden a chance. And if you could go to a CAMP program, they're restarting it with millions of dollars of funding. So you can come legally or go to American Embassy and apply for the visa, because then our southern border is not that backed up, because you're not going to come in anyway, because we are stopping them already from Mexico. And give us maybe 9 months to a year so the American public is not as mad, and maybe we can complete some immigration reform. We need that immigration reform. As weeks go on, once you follow our program, I'm going to slowly educate you on why it's so important. There are millions of people in America with their children over 21. Their husbands are citizens or green card holders. And I'm not talking about people who have criminal records, because most people like us, we have no criminal record. We file a tax return. Our children are all American citizens. Our parents may even have green card American citizens. Our spouses, husbands, or wives or same sex or opposite sex. We also are American citizens. We still cannot even get a work permit. Without that work permit, you cannot retire in America. You cannot even get the tax benefits that you have paid into the system. That's why right now, even though America is very poor, a lot of those excess money that's in IRA or Social Security of people like us who cannot claim our benefits because we paid into it with either a real tax ID number or phony social that we just made up, that number, or with some former American citizens who have died, who are living. Because if the American citizens social that we have filed tax return and paid into the benefits, they're going to get their tax. That's why you have a lot of retired American citizens who are getting so much retirement benefits, because people like us will borrow their social and use it to work. And we're not thinking of our own future. So these people are getting their benefits, and they're refusing to, refund them because we're using their numbers. So there's a lot of these off the record things going on that I think the general American public don't know, and we have no chance to talk about no driver's license. So we have municipalities like the smaller cities, they're making a lot of money on driving without license, and they're not going to change that because everybody needs money from these people. I have clients who just paid $1,000 for driving without a license because it's the second time, and the judge was very severe, knowing that they have no record, no work permit. So we need to change the judge's thinking. And I'm now sitting on Sherrod Brown's ad hoc committee on U.S. attorneys in the Northern District of Ohio to try to push into, not push, but really try to nominate judges who are great legal minds, but just under Trump would probably, even under Obama, won't get into the judicial because they're very different from the normal white, rich people.
And that's good, Ms. Wong, and thank you so much for sharing your knowledge with us in the immigration field. So if you have any questions, please write them down. Ms. Wong is going to answer each one of them right away. And the phone number so that you can get in touch with her is 216-279-3984, 216-279-3984, and Ms. Wong will take care of your immigration needs. So we're getting a question here, Ms. Wong. This person says, I did the filing for my documents, but my medical examination was bad. I was punished for 3 years, but I didn't go back for them. Is there a chance that I could get my documents back?
I don't understand the question. I wonder if he went back to Mexico and do the immigrant visa interview, and somehow during the interview told the medical doctor he may have drugs or something, and now he's denied the green card, and he didn't want to go back because normally if you have like marijuana in your system, you could go back after 6 months or a year and reapply. So he said it's been 3 years, it did not go back. So maybe that's the question. Another way to look at it is depends on why bad. Do you have a kidney disease? Do you have sex transmittal disease? Because sexual transmittal disease and AIDS now is not, some of it is, but AIDS are no longer disqualifying green card factor. So it depends on what medical, depends on why you didn't go back, and do you have a perm bar? Because if you came back to America after you were denied the immigrant visa status, then you have a perm bar. That means that even now you cannot or could not get a new green card from your wife. And if you were picked up at the border, you may be stopped for 5 years or 10 years from coming back. So I need to know more to answer the question.
Okay, thank you so much, Ms. Wong. And this is it could be a very interesting question. So please, if you want to write it again and be more specific, and Ms. Wong should give you a better answer to this immigration need. So the phone number is 216-279-3984, 216-279-3984, and Ms. Wong will answer each one of your questions. So we're having now this question. I had a problem a long time ago and I was stopped by the police. I was speeding. When they stopped me, I showed a driver's license, and they found that it was foamy. It was a citizen's driver's license. So they took my license, they took my passport, they took all the documentation that I had. I went to court and I did probation and everything, but the record is still there. So now I can apply for TPS, but I don't know if this is going to be an issue. In order to get my TPS, I am Venezuelan.
Okay, I figure you're Venezuelan because Venezuela just got TPS status on March 9th of 2022. Absolutely apply for the TPS. Let a good lawyer look at your certified judgment entry and transcript. Most of us I have some clients who have 9 different driver's licenses there because in the 80s and 90s, the police don't check fingerprints, so they're just bring a driver's license. Most of those people are dead anyway. They just give a driver's license, pay the fine because they have no. That's another issue. That please convince your governor right now. There are 11 states who give people like us a driver's license, but on the other hand, it's a very divisive issue because American public think, oh, if I give them a driver's license, they can vote in America, which of course is not true because driver's license only let you drive. And if you have that 1 star on it, you can fly. But most driver's license, if you have no papers, you couldn't even fly on it. So to answer this person's questions, definitely apply for TPS. Number 1. Number 2 is you need a certified judgment entry and transcript to say what you pled guilty to and what happened to that criminal case. Number 3, once you get the certified judgment entry and a transcript, do not expunge it. Maybe hire a local lawyer to see if you can do a motion to vacate because you did not get immigration advisement. In Ohio, actually, I started that dialogue in the 80s. Of course, I lost the case, and I was a very young lawyer then. I was very hurt by it. But then the legislator in Ohio picked up my issue. And that's why don't worry about winning or losing in your life, because until you don't lose, you don't get to win. So I lost my case. And a year later, Ohio legislator, by luck, I don't know how they pick up the issue, but and a little bit helped them. That was in the 80s. And now Ohio requires judges, not even lawyers. Ohio requires judges to give the 3-prong advisement. 3-prong means that they have to be clear on you cannot become a citizen, you'll be excluded, or you'll be deported, or something like that. All right. So if they did not give you that advisement, you have a privilege, maybe not a right, but a privilege to do a motion to reopen. That means we'll do a motion to vacate your criminal case. So our Venezuelan friend, you may want to hire a local because you may not be from Ohio. Atlanta have different rules because some laws require lawyers to give advisement. Ohio requires judges, all right? But you should there's a U.S. Supreme Court case called Sincere. That's another case that you need advisement. So maybe see if you can vacate. If not, let a good lawyer look at that case and see if you could or could not qualify TPS. Again, TPS is very different from DACA. DACA is more strict on criminal records. Even one DOI, no more DACA, but TPS a little bit more lenient because it's a very old law. But if not, bring it to court and fight it in the court system. Now that Biden is here, at that time, that's why Trump, and that's why I love my job, and I would like to educate you. That's why Trump, before he go away, and he may come back, that's our problem. That's why Trump really got a lot of his friends and people that believes in their dogma to sit on Board of Immigration Appeals, to be the immigration judge. Ohio alone, from 0 judge in Cleveland to 1 judge to 3 judges. Now we have 10 judges, and some of them, I don't necessarily think they're mean, but judges should have judicial temperament. It's just like us lawyers has to be fearful and respectful of the laws of America, because people like us, we can't not respect it. I could lose my law license from this, you see? So to answer your question, absolutely apply. Number 1. Number 2 is get an immigration lawyer or criminal lawyer to see if there's any way you can vacate the case. Number 3, check the underlying crime of that case and see if it qualify under TPS, but don't give it up because a lot of people were caught. The good news is you did not say you're an American citizen when you apply for a driver's license. In Ohio, in the past 4 years, 10 years, they asked us that question, are you an American citizen? I have a lot of clients who doesn't read English. So now they say no, they check no, sign their name. Now they've represented themselves as an American citizen to get the driver's license. That's a problem. And those days you gave out a phony USC driver's license just to the police. You did not give it to immigration to lie about your status. That's good because a lot of people, we look for a job, we have to fill the I-9. So A is an American citizen, and B and C is if you have green card or legally permitted to work. So if B and C, in this case, you didn't do that. You just show the American license and you're admitted to it. Otherwise, they won't have found out that you are not an American, stuff like that. So look back in your history and see if there's anything you can do about that. And hopefully one day you get a green card, and congratulations.
Thank you so much, Ms. Wong. And you just said something really, really beautiful. Don't be afraid to lose, because if you don't lose, you will not be ready to win. That's very true. It's very inspirational. So thank you for saying that, because we learn from you and we are inspired to have the courage to try it again if we lose one day. So Ms. Wong, this is a very interesting question. I have been married to a U.S. citizen lady for 12 years. Now she wants to apply for me. She didn't do it before because we got mad at each other. We separated. We came back. We separated again. We came back. We have a 10-year-old girl. She was born here. And now that we are doing good, she wants to help me with my immigration case. My question is, I only came once to the United States, only entered once, never left, came illegally. But I have a DUI was 2 or 3 years ago, and when the police stopped me, I tried to flee the place because I was very nervous. They stopped me later on. They put me a lot of charges. I have been attending to the court, and I've done probation and everything that the court asked me to do. Can my wife still apply for me to get my green card?
Absolutely, yes. Let me tell you why. Absolutely, yes. Number one, do the I-130. The I-130 under Trump is taking more than a year. And I don't want you to think I'm so against Trump. It's not that. It's just things are very, very slow under 4 years ago. That's why lawyers like us, we went sort of berserk. A lot of lawyers like us, we have retired or quit the practice or get so depressed, and we feel powerless as messengers of the law. Lawyers are merely conduits between the courts, the immigration service, Homeland Security to our clients, because we went to law school, we practice, we teach the law, we write about the law. So when the messenger is so burned out, we can function properly. That's why a lot of people like us have retired or resigned and just go into the sunlight. But I'm still here. I'm still working very hard, and be very happy because
please never retire, Ms. Wong.
Oh my gosh.
Never do that.
Oh, thank you. So right now, I think a dawn is coming. So to answer your question on your case, now I forgot. I'm so excited about this. I forgot what the question is.
He tried to flee the scene when the police stopped him with a DUI.
Yes. So number one, anytime you have criminal record, it's an old thing. You need to go get a certified judgment entry. I feel bad because it seemed like it's your first time getting it. So getting into a criminal system, always ask for the first offender program or that deferred adjudication of guilt, which means that don't plead guilty yet until the end when you finish probation, when you pay, and then the case is dismissed. But probably did not do that because of fleeing at the scenes of the crime, especially after George Floyd. It was before George Floyd. But the whole thing now is, we learned something from you. So don't flee. Just stand there with their hands up, because those police are also nervous. They think we have a gun or something when you put your hand in your pocket. All right. So for now, absolutely get the certified judgment entry and transcript. Let a lawyer look at it. But more than that, don't waste time. Look at the I-130. It'll take 1 year to 1.5 years. Years ago, now probably still takes 9 months. On the form, criminal record is never mentioned because I-130 is only a visa petition. So file the visa petition to prove bona fide relationship. And I know you have, because your name is the child. Your name is on the child's birth certificate showing you're the father. So the I-130 100% should be approved, all right, unless they want additional information because of the translation or birth certificate and stuff like that. So once the I-130 is approved, depends on if Biden changed the law. If Biden changed the law to extend to 45I or to take away 601A, you don't even need to leave the country and you can adjust status in America. But if Biden doesn't change the law, when the I-130 goes to the National Visa Center, you pay them the $120 and $325. Under Trump, it would have been gone up the fee. They talk about $500, $600, $700, but now fee remained the same. So hurry up and pay it. By then, you have to check your criminal record. You have to go out back to home country to do the visa interview and come back. You may still need a criminal waiver, but by then it's probably already 2 years. You just passed the thing 3 years ago. They looked at the time of the act, which should be more than 3 years because you're happily married to an American citizen. But if you're not married to an American citizen, you have 5 years. Now, another law that's here that would help a case like yours is, what happened if you have separated, but the marriage is still there? And of course, it's bona fide because she's no Virgin Mary. So you slept with her to have a son that's 10 years old, which means that she's the mother of the child. So you slept together, you cohabitated, right? It's not like inability to perform, so you never slept together. You slept together, you have a child, and you're still not married. That case itself means that even though she's mad at you, you're mad at her, but the love is still there, the relationship is still there. You could have gotten a green card approval. This is a very tricky part of the law that a lot of people like us think, wow, I'm separated from my wife, I was abused by my wife, I was this, I was that, I could not get my green card. That's not true at all. You have a child, and you should, after 10 years of suffering through this kind of fighting back and forth, you better get a green card. So definitely apply and don't give up.
Yes, and I would say to this person, please do it before you get in an argument again.
That's right. To get a second criminal record. Oh my gosh. Yes.
Or maybe because he says that they have separated 3 times, and now that they are together again, they have never divorced, but now that they are together and she wants to help him, please take advantage of this opportunity, because you don't know if you're going to get mad at each other in 1 year and then you're going to get stuck. So please do it as soon as possible. Look for a good attorney. Ms. Wong has offices in 9 cities of the United States. She has helped hundreds of thousands of people over the 43 years that she has been working in the immigration field. And she has 9 offices: Atlanta, Chicago, Cleveland, Columbus, Memphis, Minneapolis, Nashville, New York, and Raleigh, North Carolina. And the phone number is just one phone number: 216-279-3984, 216-279-3984. And you will be able to talk to Ms. Wong, and she will be able to help you in your immigration needs. So, Ms. Wong, we have this person back that says, I had marijuana in my system. That was on 94. I went to Mexico for 3 years and I came back, but I didn't go to my interview or to pick up my documents until now. I am in the United States. I have not gone back to Mexico since 94, I think, and I am clean now.
Okay, that's why I feel bad for you. I have a lot of clients that went through marijuana in the system. That's why I figured it out through my years of experience. And remember, marijuana in the system doesn't necessarily mean you inhaled or exhaled. I have a lot of clients who went to these hookah, the places where you can smoke. and the smoke just got into your system. And I believe my clients is not like everybody who smoke, So I think you'll be fine because it's before 97. New law came in April 97. All this happened before 94. You're okay. And also, in the early days, when you talk about drugs, as long as it's possession of less than 30 grams, you're okay. Now, and also in the olden days, you have distribution, sale, which is not good. You have possession, abuse, and use, which is not as bad, all right? Now, possession of marijuana is okay. Possession with intent to distribution is not okay. So, if I were you, I would look at the records. You should not be penalized for things that you have done. And we all make mistakes and we all deserve a second chance 26 years ago. If I were you, I would it seemed like you didn't have a criminal record, you just have marijuana in your system. So, but on the other hand, any drugs is reason to believe that the law says you don't need to be convicted, you just have reason to believe. I would relook at your case and see what you need to do. Anything that happened before April 97, it should not bother you. And you're fine. It seemed like you also came back after 3 years, which is April, at least, or April's 97. So as long as you did not leave America and come back before April of 98, you're okay, because it's 1 year from the date of coming in, which ended in April 98, because new law came in April 97, enacted in October of 96. Those are very important dates.
Wow, Ms. Wong, that's interesting about the dates because he says that it was back in 94. So if he never went back to Mexico, he could have a chance, right?
Absolutely.
Perfect. Awesome, Ms. Wong. Thank you so much. And the phone number, don't forget, is 216-279-3984. 216-279-3984. If you want to see more information, want to have more information, you can also visit the website imwong.com. IMWONG, and you will check all the stuff. You will find the information, news, and you will get in touch with someone in the office. So please visit our website. Ms. Wong has a podcast. She has also a YouTube channel, Facebook page in English, in Spanish, Instagram account. And all the offices are working right now, and you can call 216-279-3984, 216-279-3984. We have another question, Ms. Wong, and this is a very interesting one. My daughter is 17 years old. My son is 18 years old. They are born in the United States, but I came to the United States illegally. Is there a chance that they could apply for me?
Under three circumstances. Number one, if you had 245I, that means if your parents have someone file for them, like an auntie and uncle, or you had an employer file for you, or your parents had an employer file for them before you came to America, after you come to America, that's a 245I case, all right? That's the first thing. The second case is, yes, if your parents have green cards, or you have sisters and brothers who have citizens who can sponsor your parents for green cards, so by the time the kids are 21, the kids can sponsor you, and your parents can be the qualifying relative to give you a pardon, a waiver, then you need to leave and come back. The third thing is, if your two children are sick or sickly and have difficulty like concentrating, have autism, have a lot of illnesses, then you may be able to do the non-LPR cancellation for removal. If you win the case, you get a green card. These are the three situations. Now, my advice always is that under Bush and under Obama, you could have somehow maybe done a parole, especially under TPS or DACA. But in this case, we have no TPS, you have no DACA, because the kids are already 17 and 18, and it doesn't seem like you're from Honduras, from Hurricane Mitch and stuff like that. But don't give up on this. That's why this is a perfect example of why we need President Biden and Vice President Harris to change immigration law. If 245I is extended, if we get rid of 601A, which was started by Obama, and if they extend the 245I to another maybe few years, then you will get the green card without these qualifying relatives, even though you came to America undocumented and illegally. Even though you don't have a criminal record, you will. But we need that law to change.
Thank you so much, Ms. Wong, for this time. Our time is up. So hope you have a good weekend. Tomorrow is going to be a busy day as well as every single day. So thank you so much for getting back to our to your clients, to everybody who is trying to get an immigration relief. Some people are hopeless. Some people think that they cannot do nothing, but there is always something that Ms. Wong could do for you. So please give her a call, 216-279-3984, 216-279-3984. Over 40 years of experience and 9 offices in the United States, but she can help you in any city of the country. So if you are in California, in Texas, in Florida, in New York, in Wisconsin, Iowa, it doesn't matter the state that you are, she can help you out. 216-279-3984. Thank you so much, Ms. Wong, and see you next week.
Thank you.
Just please be aware of this information. If you know someone that needs immigration help, Ms. Wong will take care of that case, and she will answer your questions. She will find out a way to get an immigration relief for you and your family. So please call 216-279-3984. See you next time.
This pandemic has changed the world. Margaret W. Wong and Associates, with over 40 years experience in U.S. immigration law, keeps working for you in the midst of adversity. Offices are in Cleveland, New York, Memphis, Atlanta, Columbus, Raleigh, North Carolina, Nashville, Chicago, and Minneapolis. Look after your loved ones and we'll take care of your immigration needs. Please call us at 216-279-3984. That's 216-279-3984.